What if you could have peace and joy in your life no matter what's happening in your business, your relationships, or your circumstances? In this episode, we explore how the teachings and example of Jesus Christ shows us the path to lasting joy and happiness. And while generosity is a major part of it, there's so much more to discover. So let's dive in. Welcome to Small Business Big Visibility, the podcast empowering you, adventurous small business owners, to attract your ideal customers and boost your revenue. I'm your host, Jason McKenzie. Each week, we'll explore easy to implement tools and strategies to take your business to new heights and build the lifestyle you want. If you're ready for more profits and less stress, let's get started. Have you ever had everything going right on paper, but still felt unsettled inside? Maybe business is booming, money's coming in, and life is good, but for some reason you feel kind of restless. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe things are hard right now. Maybe the deals are not closing, the stress is piling up, and peace feels like a million miles away. Here's what I've realized after years of trying to chase peace. Peace is not found in success, and it's not stolen by failure. I'm going to say that part one more time. Peace is not found in success, and it's not stolen by failure. I've had moments in my life where everything on paper looked like it should have been peaceful. Business was good, clients were coming in, and life felt stable, but inside, I still felt like I was in a storm. On the flip side, I've had moments where everything was falling apart. Clients were leaving, stress was at an all-time high, but I felt calm. So what's the difference? It's not the circumstances, it's my personal foundation. And that's where the example of Jesus Christ comes in. He taught us that peace isn't something you wait for when things get better. It's something you can have right now, whether your business is thriving or barely hanging on. So, where do you go to find peace? Is it in a bottle? Is it in a TV show? If you're like most people, you might think peace comes from control over your schedule, your income, your health, your relationships. But what happens when you lose control of one of those things? Suddenly, the peace is gone. Here's the good news. You don't have to live like that. Jesus taught us that peace and joy aren't tied to your circumstances. They come from following Him. And one of the most important ways to follow Him is to give. But that is only one piece of the puzzle. If we really want lasting peace and joy, we have to look at all the ways Jesus lived and taught. I'd like to share 3 lessons from Christ that can bring peace and joy to your life no matter what's happening all around you. One of the most powerful examples of giving comes from the story of the Good Samaritan. You know that story. A man is attacked by robbers, beaten, and left on the side of the road. 2 people, a priest and a Levite, walk by and do nothing. They see him, but they cross to the other side of the road. Then a Samaritan, someone who by cultural standards should have avoided this man, stops. He doesn't just check in on him. He doesn't just send thoughts and prayers. He takes actual action. He bandages the man's wounds, put him on his own donkey, and pays for his stay at an inn. Which person do you relate to in this story? Are you the priest or Levite, so focused on your own responsibilities that you don't notice the people who actually truly need you? Or are you the Samaritan, willing to give your time, energy, and resources to help someone, even if it costs you? Here's my takeaway. True peace and joy come when you give freely without expecting anything in return. If you want more peace, be a peacemaker. If you want more joy, bring joy to someone else. It sounds simple, but it works. Another one of Jesus' teachings that changed my perspective is the parable of the sower. In this story, a farmer is planting seeds. Some falls on rocky ground, some fall among thorns, and some fall on good soil. Here's something that most people miss. The sower didn't control the soil. He didn't overthink it. He didn't obsess where every single seed was going to land. He just kept sowing. And here's how this relates to your life. Sometimes you'll sow seeds, kindness, generosity, patience, and you won't see a return right away. You'll wonder, was it worth it? Keep sowing. Don't stop just because you can't see the results right now. Some seeds take time to grow. And here's the key. When you trust God's timing, you'll have peace even when things look uncertain. You won't be controlled by what ifs because you know that the harvest is coming even if you can't see it yet. Now, I think this next one is probably the hardest. When Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he prayed, "Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done." That's found in Luke 22:42. In that moment, he submitted everything to God, not just the easy parts, everything. So how often do we do that? If we're honest, we like to submit some things to God, but we may want to be holding on to control in other areas. We'll give him our Sundays, but hold on to our Monday through Friday business plans. Maybe we ask for help when we're desperate, but we hesitate to surrender our goals, ambitions, and timelines. Now, here's the lesson that I've learned and I'm still working on. Complete peace only comes from complete submission. If you want to experience peace and joy, you have to be willing to let go of the control. It doesn't mean you stop working hard, doesn't mean you stop making plans. It means you stop clinging to them as if your life depends on them. It means that you trust God has something better planned, even if you can't see it yet. Peace and joy don't come from success. They don't disappear with failure. They're available to everyone right now. They're not found in control. They're found in Christ. When you follow him, you'll experience a peace that is not tied to your circumstances. Here's some ways that we can all follow him today. Be a giver like the Good Samaritan. Be a sower like the farmer in the parable. Be submissive like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. When you do that, peace will follow. No matter what's happening around you, peace and joy are always available when you follow Jesus Christ. Until next time, keep giving, stay focused on what matters, follow him, because that's where peace is found.